Hello.
Hello.
Hello, darling.
Hello, everyone. My name's Sydnie Christmas.
What turned Sydnie Christmas into one of Britain's Got Talent's most talked about contestants? The answer begins with a humble gym worker from London with no formal musical training, no privileged background, and a single burning desire to share her voice with the world. Sydnie Christmas entered Britain's Got Talent 2024 with nothing more than a dream and a powerful voice. But what followed was nothing short of a meteoric rise that would catapult her into the public eye. From the moment she stepped onto the stage and began singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, the room fell silent, consumed by the raw emotion of her voice. The judges, particularly Amanda Holden, were so moved by her performance that she pressed the golden buzzer, sending Sydnie straight to the semi-finals and marking the beginning of a journey that would take her to the top. However, this newfound fame came with its own set of challenges. While Sydnie's voice was celebrated, her rise to stardom also attracted its fair share of controversy. The most significant issue arose from a misunderstanding during her audition when she mentioned her love for the musical Starlight Express. Some fans wrongly believed that she had performed in the West End, sparking a backlash and accusations of dishonesty. The online criticism quickly spread, with some labeling her as a fraud, and before long, Sydnie found herself at the center of an online storm. What seemed to be a simple miscommunication turned into a public relations nightmare, with harsh words coming not only from online trolls, but also from individuals in real life who confronted her on the streets. Despite this, Sydnie remained determined to continue pursuing her dreams, even as the scrutiny mounted, proving that the path to success was never going to be easy. Sydnie Christmas's journey to the Britain's Got Talent stage was nothing short of extraordinary, especially considering her background. As a gym worker in London with no professional musical training or connections, Sydnie's dream of becoming a singer seemed almost out of reach. However, her powerful audition set the stage for her rise to fame. When she began singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, the transformation in the atmosphere was palpable. The judges and audience were captivated by her voice, which seamlessly blended raw emotion with a sense of vulnerability. Her rendition, though technically flawless, was much more than just a performance. It was a window into Sydnie's soul. The emotional depth she brought to the song immediately struck a chord with Amanda Holden, who, visibly moved, pressed the golden buzzer, sending Sydnie straight to the semi-finals. The golden buzzer wasn't just a ticket to the next round. It was a moment that validated her talent and potential in front of millions. Sydnie's performance didn't just showcase her vocal abilities, but it also introduced the world to her unique voice, a raw and authentic sound that had long been honed in her heart. For Sydnie, the moment marked the beginning of a transformation. Her life, which had been centered around working long hours at the gym, suddenly pivoted to something she had always dreamed of, a career in music. The golden buzzer from Amanda Holden was a recognition not only of her talent, but of her unwavering belief in herself. As she stood on that stage, Sydnie knew that this was her moment, and she was determined to make the most of it, regardless of the obstacles ahead. Sydnie Christmas's rise to the final stages of Britain's Got Talent was nothing short of remarkable, and it showcased the raw determination and artistry she brought to every performance. After her golden buzzer moment, there was no slowing her down. Sydnie's semi-final performance of Tomorrow from the musical Annie became an emblem of her resilience and unwavering optimism. The song, brimming with hope and belief in a better future, resonated deeply with both the audience and the judges. As the lights of the stage shone on her, Sydnie didn't just sing. She delivered a message of perseverance and self-belief that mirrored her personal journey. Each note was a testament to her growth, both as a performer and as a person. But it wasn't just about the vocal ability. It was the way she connected with the audience, pouring her heart into every line, that made her stand out. Her journey didn't stop there. In the grand finale, Sydnie chose My Way, a song that perfectly encapsulated her journey, one marked by defiance, independence, and strength. The performance was flawless, a perfect blend of technical skill and emotional depth, and it earned her high praise from even the notoriously tough Simon Cowell. That performance deserves 11 out of 10, he declared. cementing her status as a finalist and marking a proud moment in her young career. Sydnie had become more than just a contestant. She had transformed into a symbol of perseverance and hope. Her dedication to each performance was evident in her preparation, rehearsing late into the night, refining every note, and choosing songs that reflected her personal experiences and growth. Each performance became a story told through her voice, a chapter in the journey of an artist who refused to give up on her dreams. Sydnie Christmas's journey from Britain's Got Talent finalist to a national sensation was marked by both adulation and fierce criticism, and the challenges she faced in the public eye proved to be as intense as her triumphs. While her talent earned her a devoted following, a major controversy erupted following a simple comment she made during her audition. Sydnie, who had expressed her admiration for the musical Starlight Express, was mistakenly believed by some to have been involved in the West End production of the show. This misunderstanding ignited a wave of accusations, with critics claiming that she had exaggerated her experience to gain an edge in the competition. The backlash was swift and brutal, especially on social media, where some viewers labeled her as dishonest, even though Sydnie had never claimed to have performed in any West End show. The controversy quickly escalated, and soon, Sydnie found herself not only facing digital criticism, but also uncomfortable confrontations in person. People approached her on the street, telling her that she didn't belong in the competition and accusing her of misleading the public. For someone who had just stepped into the limelight, these harsh words were a heavy burden to carry. In response, Sydnie appeared on television talk shows, including This Morning and Loose Women, in an effort to clear the air. Despite her calm and measured explanations, the damage was already done. Some viewers remained unconvinced and even accused her of evading responsibility. "When I tried to explain the truth, it only made some people angrier," she later admitted. This public storm was a crushing blow to Sydnie's mental state. The constant scrutiny weighed heavily on her, leaving her fearful of how audiences might react to her future performances. The pressure was immense, and the fear of rejection often kept her awake at night, questioning whether the public would ever truly accept her. Nevertheless, Sydnie's determination to continue, despite the overwhelming negativity, became an integral part of her story. She leaned on her family and vocal coach for support, holding on to the reason she started this journey in the first place: her passion for music and her desire to inspire others. The road was hard, but Sydnie's resolve only grew stronger in the face of adversity. The mental and emotional toll of fame and public scrutiny weighed heavily on Sydnie Christmas as she continued her journey after the Britain's Got Talent finale. For someone who had never been in the public eye before, the sudden shift from an anonymous gym worker to a national sensation was both thrilling and overwhelming. Sydnie faced constant fear of rejection, especially in the face of harsh online criticism and real-life confrontations. As the negativity grew, so did her anxiety. "I was afraid they wouldn't accept me," Sydnie confessed in a candid moment during an interview. She feared that the audience would turn on her, that the love and support she had initially received would fade away with the next performance. The cruel comments on social media and the judgmental stares from strangers left emotional scars that were hard to heal. But despite the immense pressure, Sydnie was not alone in her struggle. Her family became a crucial support system, reminding her of her worth and encouraging her to stay true to herself. Her vocal coach played an instrumental role as well, helping her stay grounded and focused on what truly mattered: her music. It was their support that kept Sydnie going during the darkest moments, helping her to push through the mental and emotional weight of public opinion. Sydnie's determination to overcome this storm of criticism revealed a deeper strength within her. She learned to distinguish between the criticism that could help her grow and the attacks that were simply meant to hurt. "I had to draw a line to protect myself," she shared, acknowledging how crucial it was to safeguard her mental health. Beyond her family and vocal coach, Sydnie's loyal fans became a powerful source of strength. Amid the sea of negative comments, she received countless messages of encouragement, reminding her that she was still loved and supported. These messages and the presence of her fans in the audience helped Sydnie find a renewed sense of purpose. She realized that, despite the challenges, she wasn't alone. With her family by her side and the unwavering support of her fans. As Sydnie Christmas moved forward in her career, the next chapter marked a major milestone. The debut album, My Way, set to release on September 20th, 2025. It wasn't just a collection of songs. It was a narrative woven together through her experiences, struggles, and triumphs. Sydnie's journey to this point had been paved with hard work and sacrifice, and now she was about to share the culmination of her journey with the world. The process of creating the album was no easy feat to meet tight deadlines. Sydnie traveled to Prague, where she recorded the entire project in just one day. We had to work fast to meet the deadline, but I was really excited about what we created, she said, her excitement palpable. The album wasn't just a reflection of her musical growth. It was deeply personal. Each song on My Way represented a different chapter in her life, with lyrics that captured her emotions, struggles, and moments of clarity. Alongside the album, Sydnie released Starlight Express, a song that held a special meaning for her. The track, which was licensed by renowned composer Andrew Lloyd Webber, served as a tribute to Mick Friley, the skating coach of Starlight Express, who had inspired countless performers, including Sydnie herself. "This is my way of thanking him, someone who saw potential in all of us," Sydnie wrote on Instagram, expressing the deep personal connection she had with the song. But it wasn't just about music. Starlight Express symbolized the realization of a dream. It was a tangible connection to her passion for musical theater that had sparked during her university years, a dream that was now coming true in the most meaningful way. As Sydnie prepared for the My Way tour, scheduled to launch on October 5th, 2025, she couldn't contain her excitement. The month-long tour, which will visit major cities across the UK, including London, Glasgow, Birmingham, and Liverpool, would be her chance to bring her music to the masses. Sydnie's fans would finally get the chance to experience her live performances, where each song would carry not only her voice, but her story. The tour would culminate in a performance at the prestigious Royal Variety Performance in late November, marking a significant step in Sydnie's career. This opportunity to perform in such an iconic setting was a dream come true, solidifying her place in the world of music. Sydnie Christmas's decision to leave her job at the gym was more than just a career change. It was a symbolic leap into her future as a full-time artist. For years, her life had been divided between her day job and her passion for music. But now, after her success on Britain's Got Talent and the attention her career was receiving, it was time to make a choice. Sydnie knew that in order to truly pursue her dreams, she had to give her music the focus and dedication it deserved. The announcement of her departure from the gym was met with a sense of bittersweetness. The job had been a part of her life for so long, but Sydnie understood that to move forward in her career, she had to fully commit to her art. "I felt both happy and sentimental because that job had been a part of me," she shared during an interview on Lorraine. It wasn't just about leaving a job behind. It was about embracing a new chapter that was entirely centered around music. The decision to leave was not easy, but it was a necessary step in her journey toward artistic fulfillment. Now, with all her time and energy dedicated to her music, Sydnie could focus entirely on creating, performing, and sharing her work with the world. This was more than just a professional decision. It was a statement of her commitment to her passion. No longer bound by the constraints of a day job, Sydnie was free to devote herself fully to the craft she loved, and this shift allowed her to give everything she had to her upcoming album, her tour, and her future as an artist. Leaving her job was a reflection of the changes she was undergoing, both personally and professionally, and it was the start of a new phase in her career that would see her take even bigger steps toward her goals. As Sydnie Christmas's career progressed, her connection with her fans became a cornerstone of her success. And it wasn't just about her music. It was about the genuine relationships she built with those who supported her from the beginning. While her musical talent was undeniably powerful, it was her sincerity and authenticity that truly resonated with her audience. Sydnie made a conscious effort to stay connected with her fans, appearing on television shows like This Is Heart, Lorraine, and Loose Women, where she shared her personal experiences, her struggles, and her excitement for the future. Through these appearances, she allowed her audience to see the person behind the music, opening up about her journey and the challenges she had faced along the way. "Every time I get to share, I feel closer to the people listening," Sydnie said, reflecting on the bond she had cultivated with her supporters. Her openness and willingness to be vulnerable made her even more relatable, and her fans responded in kind. Despite the public scrutiny she had faced, Sydnie's loyal supporters remained by her side, sending messages of encouragement and attending her performances in person. The connection she had built with her fans became a source of strength, particularly when she was at her lowest. Sydnie spoke about the handwritten letters she received from fans, some of whom shared that her music had inspired them to chase their own dreams. These letters had a profound impact on Sydnie, reminding her of the positive influence her work had on others. "Those strangers made me feel like I was still loved," she shared emotionally. The love and support she received from her fans, both online and in person, were vital in helping her navigate the toughest moments in her career. The more she engaged with them, the more she realized that her music wasn't just a personal journey. It was a shared experience, one that had the power to unite people through the universal language of song. Sydnie Christmas's story has evolved into more than just a tale of musical success. It has become a powerful legacy of inspiration for those who dare to dream and push through adversity. Her journey from a gym worker with no professional training to a celebrated performer on Britain's Got Talent is a testament to the power of resilience, perseverance, and self-belief. Throughout her career, Sydnie has faced setbacks, misunderstandings, and public scrutiny. Yet each obstacle has only strengthened her resolve. She is no longer just an artist. She is a symbol of hope for anyone facing their own struggles. "I want my music to be a source of encouragement so people know they're not alone," Sydnie shared, underlining the message of support and empathy she wishes to pass on through her work. Her music, whether through her debut album, My Way, or her live performances, carries with it a message of empowerment, teaching her audience that their struggles do not define them, but rather, their response to adversity does. Sydnie's experiences, both personal and professional, have also given her a deeper understanding of the importance of compassion. As she once said on Loose Women, "I just wish people would take a moment to understand the real story." This plea for understanding is something she holds close to her heart, encouraging society to look beyond surface-level judgments and offer empathy to others. Sydnie's journey has also sparked motivation in young people, especially those who might feel overshadowed by doubt or fear. Her story proves that no matter where you come from, you can rise above your circumstances and create your own success. "What matters is effort and faith in oneself," she said, inspiring countless individuals to take charge of their dreams and trust in their ability to make them a reality. Through her music, Sydnie continues to share this message with the world, proving that even in the face of adversity, beauty can rise and talent can shine. As Sydnie Christmas moves forward in her career, her legacy will not only be defined by the awards she receives or the music she creates, but by the lives she touches and the inspiration she gives to those who dare to dream big.